Hot diggity dog.
Welcome to the PizzaMyHeart podcast. I want to get right into this because the food that we have prepared to review today is, I'm suspicious of it, and I don't know how good it's going to be if we put it off for any longer. Katie, do you want to talk about it?
Well, it's a veggie dog.
Veggie dogs aren't so... I had a veggie dog yesterday, and it wasn't too bad. It was different, but it wasn't too bad. But what's interesting about this is we always try to do instant foods, and the most instant way of cooking things usually is
In a microwave.
so we cooked veggie dogs in a microwave
For 2 minutes.
2.5 minutes.
2 minutes and
And
30 seconds.
They said to let it cool for about a minute, and it's been probably 5 minutes, and I don't think they ever really got that hot in the first place.
It still feels warm as I run my finger across its hot dogginess. It's temperate. We added a little sriracha for flavor.
Yeah, to maybe help us choke it down.
And because I don't have any ketchup.
Yeah, we don't have like a have to finish it rule. It's just more about
Tasting.
today we're going to be talking about Sean McVerry, but that's going to be after. We're not going to eat on mic. Well, we are going to eat on mic, but we're going to cut it so you don't have to listen to the mouth sounds.
Yes, you don't have to listen to our private lives.
By Sean McVerry.
Get it?
Let's get into these dogs.
Doggy.
Impressions, Katie.
It tasted like a bad smell.
Yeah, I feel that.
And also at the same time, kind of tasted like nothing.
I would definitely err on the side of it tasted like nothing.
I mostly tasted bun, and like cheap hot dog buns don't really taste all that great on their own.
Yeah. It honestly, I think you could have, if someone had, like in the cartoons when someone goes to eat a foot-long hot dog and it's hanging out the end of the bun and a dog runs by and just steals the hot dog out and they just bite into bread. It's very much like that, except the hot dog is still there. You just can't tell.
Yeah, that happened to me once with a miniature pincher, and it bit my finger.
Did it?
Yeah, I hate that dog.
Okay.
But no, it was not good.
I didn't hate this dog.
I didn't hate it. So what will happen is there were 6 in that package that we bought.
Yeah.
I'm super lazy. I'm going to eat the rest of
Yeah,
them.
I think so. Yeah.
Because they're so benign.
There's very little taste there.
It's like, oh, I'm a vegetarian. I miss hot dogs. I don't want to admit that I miss hot dogs. So let me have the same texture,
Yeah.
but nothing else.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like it. I mean, I honestly, maybe it tastes more like something if you don't cook it in a microwave. Maybe that's part of it. The fact that it is a veggie dog means that it can be cooked in a microwave and not be terrible. Because it's not like you're cooking meat in a microwave is not good.
I've cooked a hot dog in the microwave before.
How did that go?
Tasted like a boiled hot dog.
Yeah. The only way to cook a hot dog is either on the grill or in oil in a frying pan. And we did neither of those, and we did it with something that is tentatively a hot dog.
But the directions only said to boil it or to boil it.
Yeah.
On the stove or in a microwave.
I can't believe it said to boil it for 8 minutes and then put it in the microwave for 2. It just it wasn't really...
I was going to say it takes a little while for water to boil, but then I realized if you're boiling it for 8 minutes, it's already boiling before you put the dog in the water. Doggy didn't want to take a bath. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. My dog doesn't go in the bathroom anymore because we gave him 3 showers, and then he was like, no, I'm good.
Oh, my dog goes in the bathroom all the time. She sticks her head in the shower when you're in the shower and licks the soap off your legs, which is gross.
Yeah, it's probably not good for the dog either.
Probably not. She's still alive, though. She's 7.
Dogs.
She would rate the hot dog we just ate probably, I'll give it a 5. It's harmless.
5 out of 10?
Yeah.
I would say this is much closer on our scale of strange taste to fragrant taste. This is probably closer to strange. But it's really nothing. It really does just taste like you're eating bun and then whatever condiment.
We ate a ghost.
Yeah. I think you're right. This was ghost food.
And you know what?
What?
I ain't afraid of no ghost. So I'm going to eat the rest of them for dinner probably tomorrow.
Okay.
By myself. all by myself.
So Katie gives it a 5 out of 10, and I say it's a little strange, mostly ghosty.
That's a good band name.
Mostly ghosty?
Yeah, mostly ghostly.
Yeah, well, maybe if Sean McVerry wants to go for a band name instead of just his regular name, then we'll pitch that to him.
I don't know. I'm kind of going to TM it, and then I'm going to make it like a stop motion band out of instant boiled hot dogs.
Oh, wow. Like the Let's All Go to the Lobby hot dog and popcorn and drink things from the movie theaters.
Yes.
Yeah, but a band. Like the Gorillas, but it's movie snacks.
And it's with hot dogs. Just hot dogs.
Snacks. But NSACXZ.
With the hacks. Snacks.
Snacks with an H in the middle?
Yeah, and then I'll just hack into people's computers, and we won't have to worry about Russia because everyone will have this dog on their screen. Bad joke.
They're just gonna. That's your idea of hacking is changing people's backgrounds.
Yes.
How would a hot dog? How would the background of your computer being a hot dog influence a political election, especially presidential election?
Is it a red hot dog or is it a blue hot dog?
That's a good point. I think most hot dogs are closer to red. I think if your hot dog is closer to blue than red, it's probably an ice pack, and I think you got the wrong thing out of your fridge.
You're eating antifreeze.
Yeah, don't do that.
Go to the hospital.
Go to the hospital. It's weird. Apparently,
Throw up right now.
Apparently, antifreeze tastes good though.
Yeah, my neighbor's dog drank a bunch of it. It was oh my God, it was a dash hound. It was a hot dog. And
a hot dog antifreeze.
Yeah.
Honestly,
he died, unfortunately.
Oh, rest in peace. God rest
I don't remember his name.
God bless his soul. God rest his soul.
Dog is just God spelled backwards.
And dachshund is denadschad or something like that.
Good thing we're eating German food tonight.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited to have like a real sausage kind of thing instead of that.
I ordered
weird...
soup made out of potatoes.
Okay, well, I'm happy for you. I'm gonna have something that resembles a hot dog but actually has food in it.
And doesn't just taste like a bun. So, there you have it. Instant food.
Ghosty.
Ghosty. On a scale of 1 to most, it's ghost.
All right, let's talk about Sean McVerry.
That's it. The end of our podcast.
Let's talk about Sean McVerry's album Private Lives.
All right. So I had actually the pleasure of going to the Private Lives. I want to say it was the release show. It was prom themed. And actually, if you look at the album cover, it was performed at that place because I remember being like, whoa, the stage here is really cool. Either that or I'm projecting a memory that I want to have happened. But I feel like that's the same place that I went to.
It could be.
And I almost bought the cassette and I didn't. And now maybe I will.
Yeah, this is a good, I guess it's an EP. It's not really an album, is it? Or is it? I don't know. It's seven tracks. To me, 7 songs is an EP.
7 to me is a good number.
Yeah, I think so.
I thought like EPs were like 3, 4.
Maybe I just have like a different take on it. I feel like my EPs are usually like between like 5 and 7 tracks.
It's gotta be him.
What are you talking about?
It's gotta be the whole thing. I don't know. Let me. Last time I tried to Google his name, I Googled a football coach.
Oh wait, hold on. It says EP release date April 20th. That's the weed number. April 20th.
Oh, the devil.
That's what? That's a different one, I think.
I know. I know. Yeah, actually, oh my God, yeah, this was in April because my parents were visiting and I left them at a hotel to go to the show.
To go to the show on the weed day?
Yeah, because my parents were like, the hotel smells like weed and drugs.
Weed and drugs.
And my mom was like, it's 420, Frank. And my dad was like, oh,
that's the weed number.
That's the weed number.
Weed.
It's great that my dad's name is Frank on the day we ate some
loneliest number.
Franks. Weed is the loneliest loneliest drug that you'll ever do.
Is that true?
I don't know. I just had to make it work.
I feel like ketamine is.
I don't know. Hey, Sean, what do you think the loneliest drug is?
Do you think he released it on 420 because of the significance of the date in the lives of people who imbibe marijuana?
Because it's part of their private lives? I think it was probably just a witty, funny thing to do. It was like a Saturday.
Right.
He booked that space.
Yeah.
It was prom themed. That seems like as good a day as any if you're going to do the do.
True. I went to see the Mountain Goats on that day, so I wasn't able to catch this. I mean, it was a great show, and I love the Mountain Goats. But I'm not going to talk about that because this is not a podcast about...
If Evan had it his way, everything would be about the Mountain Goats, but it's not.
This podcast is about to become the podcast I only listen to the Mountain Goats, except it's hosted by me instead of Joseph Fink. John Darnielle is not involved, and it is actually just about listening to the Mountain Goats.
And then I just remind him that we're not comparing everything we listen to the Mountain Goats.
Unfortunately. Okay.
And if I may say so myself, this album sounds nothing like the Mountain Goats.
It really doesn't. But you know who it does sound like? One of my other absolute favorite artists, which is Carly Rae Jepsen, which I think a lot of people might think is a joke. And I think maybe it started as a joke. It starts as, you know, what's a guy doing? Listen to the Carly Rae Jepsen songs.
The Carly
Rae Jepsen songs. But it is genuinely, her album Emotion, released in 2015, is an incredible album. And there are a lot of elements of this. There are a lot of the things that I like about that album are present on this album, especially in track number 2, So Certain, which I'm going to play a little bit of right now.
Cool.
Just so much good 80s pump synth on that track. I love it so much.
It makes me want to dance, and I did.
Yeah, we did dance that whole time we were listening to it.
You can never stop.
I think it's the first thing that we've reviewed that's really just truly danceable. You know, there are some things that we talked about last week where I think you could dance to it, but this is something where you feel like you need to dance to it, and that's different. And that's a different level of danceability.
This is the song that the pouty Brooklyn kids, sorry, I live here, but they go to the show, they stand in the back with their arms crossed, maybe their finger on their chin, and they head nod. This is the song that all those kids, they just can't help themselves.
You can't help it.
And first their little tail starts wagging, and then their hips are swaying, and then they're full on grooving, which is kind of in the first line of the song, I'm pretty sure.
You can't stop this groove, I'm pretty sure. The 80s elements in this song that remind me of Carly Rae Jepsen are some of my favorite things on that Carly album. It's really interesting seeing them in other places.
Evan's gonna cry. He's having a real moment here.
There's a synth in it that always reminds me of the song Take My Breath Away by Berlin. And it's used differently, but it's a very similar kind of brass synth sound. And I love that. But the best part about the song is the intro where it starts out and it's very MIDI and it sounds like a cassette. And then it just blasts through the spectrum of sound. And you get this sick drum fill. And it drops right into the song, and you just immediately groove to it. It's fantastic.
I'm going to go not the opposite way of you, but the way I tend to go a lot of the time. Obviously, it's very 80s.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, reminded me of last summer for my birthday, I saw Tears for Fears.
Okay.
A lot of the songs on this album remind me of Tears for Fears.
Okay.
I'm getting that new wave. Not that I don't like Carly Rae, because I do.
That's okay.
I want to say Everybody Wants to Rule the World in like the middle of a couple of these songs, but it's...
Oh, it's such a jam.
From the beginning, honestly, until the end. Like, you can't...
Well, the beginning to the end, I would say not the bridge. The bridge kind of comes down. It doesn't have the same energy, but then it picks back up going into the,
Yeah.
you know.
You need a minute, though.
I understand. You can't dance. You don't want to necessarily dance for 4 minutes straight. You need a little break in the middle just to sort of rev up. You feel like you're doing all the same moves, and then you get back into it.
I've done it.
Danced for 4 minutes. Yeah, you can. I'm not saying you can't. I'm saying
you will die.
I think most people can dance for 4 minutes straight, but it's like
No,
if you're
it's
dancing
needed.
to the same song, you tend to do the same moves.
Yeah.
And then if you get a little section like the bridge that brings it down, you can start doing different moves and then go back into the ones you were doing before, but with more energy.
Absolutely. And then you can like look into your girl's eyes because this song is totally, not saying your song is totally about, but this song is totally about falling in love while dancing with someone in my brain. So brain music video, imagine this. You're kind of in a discotheque sort of setting.
Okay.
You're alone, just dancing by yourself, feeling yourself out. The disco ball comes down. Oh, it's an egg. And in that egg is birthed or cracked out of like a really hot 70s girl in like white leather with huge platforms and a long ponytail. And then just, wow, she's like the goddess of dance, man. And then you just, or alternatively,
That's just option one.
it's a guy walking into a bookstore, very funny face. Like, and there's a girl and she just looks marmy, like in Funny Face, right?
Marmy? What?
And if you've seen the movie Funny Face.
Oh, funny. I thought you were
Yeah.
saying that the guy had a funny face.
No, like in the movie Funny Face. And she'll be stacking books like in the movie Funny Face, little Audrey Hepburn quirk there. And then all of a sudden she'll drop a book and music will fall out of it. And then she'll stop.
What?
She'll just stop being the book lady and they'll just dance.
Is that what happens in that movie?
Well, she becomes a model and then she just dances. So it's really not super different. But the egg is much more intriguing.
You do like eggs. Is there another track you want to talk about on this?
Oh, yeah. So I think we should talk about Red Light.
Okay.
Is there someone you're looking for? Some kind of modern man? Give people what they want, something they understand. I try to keep myself from falling in the well. I think I'm breathing, but I can't tell. Red light, I am having visions.
Talk to me about red lights.
Stop.
What? Okay.
It was a bad joke.
Oh, I don't.
You stop at a red light?
It's
Stop.
no.
No, I love that chorus. I think it's because all my poetry is about modern men and how I really want one, but I just can't help it. I love that song. I danced to it at the show. I danced to it now at my table. I got my takeout while the song was playing.
Oh yeah, you did. We got some German food, which is going to be interesting. It's
And
going to be
real.
a nice distraction, not distraction. It's going to be a nice return to the world of real food.
Of
after
flavors.
This, yeah, after this veggie
Which
dog.
is something that this song is not missing.
Flavor.
It has the flavor of love.
Flavor of Love with Flavor Flav. Like the TV show. This is very much that kind of song. It's very much not that kind of song.
No, but it has a music video actually, so
does
I don't
it?
have to imagine this one, and it's really cool. I've seen a lot of snippets on the gram, but they're like all wearing khaki pants, white Vans,
Yeah, of course.
high socks, and like solid colored T-shirts, and there's all this cool dancing going on, which is what should be happening. I'm not tearing up. I just choked on my own spit. It's just so beautiful.
Fantastic. Oh, that is beautiful. There's some. This one also does that sort of cassette feel at the beginning, and before breaking out into the full spectrum of frequencies. I'm fine with that. Do it with every song. It's cool. It's fun.
It's never not going to be cool.
Yeah, as long as you can get from one place to the other interestingly, I'm not mad about it.
I can't remember the name of that one drum sound, but there was a drum sound in the 80s. Do you know what I'm talking about? Everybody did it.
Is it like you're not talking about like the fill, like the In the Air Tonight fill, like
No. There's like one drum thing.
Oh, or like just like the sound of a drum that's like doom,
I don't. I'm gonna have to look it up like during a commercial break. But there are some things that it was so quintessentially 80s. It ended up in every song. It was a thing. I'm gonna have to look it up. It's driving me nuts. Anyway, same thing with the cassette kind of deal. Put it in everything. It's cool on top 40. It's cool in a rap song.
Yeah, just change up what area of the frequency spectrum you're using.
I'm just Googling drum thing that all 80s songs did.
Oh, no. I think I know what you mean, though. It's just like this very...
I think somebody who plays an instrument would know what I mean, but I don't play an instrument.
I play an instrument, and I don't know what you mean. But I don't play drums.
I just, watched a documentary.
Right, well, there was...
Gated.
Yeah, okay.
Gated reverb.
Yeah, there was a gate. That's what I knew. I knew that's what you were talking about, but I didn't know how to explain it.
I'm an insane human being.
Because I watched that video as well, where it's like just this gated reverb sound on the snare drum, and it's very quintessentially 80s. And it was something that happened because of the analog style of recording. So it's kind of hard to emulate in modern music.
Except it's like coming back.
It has.
People are like using reel to reel again.
But it's...
People are putting... Father John Misty's last album came out on a cassette.
That's obnoxious.
I love cassettes.
I think it's obnoxious.
My car only played cassettes because I bought a car from 98.
That's fair.
Rest in peace, Paul Anka. The human is still alive.
Is he?
Yeah, I saw him in concert.
Oh, okay.
But, oh no. I got so stuck thinking about what that word was, and it was gated reverb, that I forgot what I was going to say.
If your name is Roxanne, you don't have to play this song.
Oh no.
I get one too. If you got Stop, I get Roxanne.
Fair.
Yeah, all right. We're even.
Red Light. I would like there to be... Well, actually, so I wonder, is this... Probably not, but could this be some sort of reaction to Lord's Greenlight? Because that's all about ending love from a female perspective. And this is kind of about wanting love from a male perspective.
Yeah.
Probably a little too deep.
Sean McVerry, I haven't heard that song, but Sean McVerry's out here giving that much desired male perspective on love that we just haven't heard enough voices about.
I only write from the male perspective, so...
All right.
I'm just kidding. I don't know what perspective I write from. It varies on a day-to-day basis. But it would be interesting if Sean did hear Greenlight, was like, wow, because it's a really good song. And in fact, that whole album by Lorde is pretty good. And I used to throw crucifixes at top 40. And I don't know. If it is, that's really clever. If it isn't, I might just pretend it is.
Yeah, it's your own headcanon. I want to check out the song Too Close. The first thing that I think hits about this song is the way that he delivers the lines is so much more soulful.
I was gonna say very R&B.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's interesting because I think a lot of the times you get this kind of music, you get a very 80s standard pop delivery to it, like I think you get for the rest of, or for a lot of this album. And then this one, you really feel the emotion come through in the vocal performance, and that's always appreciated. When you can hear that someone is smiling when they're singing, I always find that really interesting. Like there's one song, Mon Petit Vieux, by Camille, where it's clear that something makes her laugh during the recording, and they just kept that take, and I always really liked that. This is obviously a more generalized version of that kind of thing where you just interact with the words in a way that changes your delivery so you're really feeling it. That adds something to a song, and a lot of people don't really do that. They're just singing because they're the vocalist. They're not necessarily singing because they have something to say. There's more feeling in it, and that's really all I had to say about it.
I think it shows that he's, wherever he is recording this, wherever he recorded it, I feel like it shows that he's really comfortable, right? He's really having fun. Because sometimes, I've seen some studios. I hang out with some musicians, and some people, when they do stuff, like, sure, be serious. Like, you want to be good. You want to be on time, whatever. But they just get, like, almost scared when they record vocals. And, I mean, that's fair because everybody, I think, kind of hates their own voice.
You have to get used to it.
To a certain extent. And nobody ever wants to listen to their own voice, especially if they're going to, like, listen to takes. Then you're just going to throw up from hearing your own voice so much. I've done it.
Sure,
but literally.
I mean, I've personally gotten used to it. Like, I've done it enough because I do voiceovers and I also do music that it's like you get used to it, but then sometimes you just still hear yourself and you're like, oh, I still do sound like this, and it's still not what I think I sound like.
Hearing myself for the first time on an answering machine freaked me out.
Yeah.
I didn't realize I had, like, a raspy voice.
Oh, yeah, you do.
I've got, like, kind of a raspy voice.
It comes out sometimes, yeah.
I was really, maybe my vocal cords are lazy. Maybe I just, like, don't pronounce things. I don't know, but I feel like he sounded very comfortable.
Yeah, and that's good. And there's some thick bass tones.
And the beep-boop beeps in the background, they're really little and so cute and such a nice detail.
And some subtle vocal
There's
effects as well.
I love when an artist has so many different sounds.
Yeah.
Like, I think I've said it before and I'll say it again. There are no horns in this song that I noticed particularly, but a variety of sounds is something that I always really appreciate.
Yeah.
I like a lot of things going on. It adds to the dynamic.
Right, just a lot of different musical textures.
Yeah.
Is always appreciated. Different, I mean, that's how you want to stack rhythms. You want to stack different types of sounds. And I also think something that's hard for me to do personally as a musician is to take one sound and put it in one spot where you really want it and just leave it there and not try to force it in any other part of the song. Just like, this is where it's supposed to go because it feels good here, but it doesn't have to be anywhere else. It's hard to think like, oh, should I use a guitar but only for like 2 notes just because there's this one cool thing that works? Or do I have to build things around it so it makes sense that the guitar's even in this track or something like that? Like the song Finesse by Bruno Mars. There's the chorus, which goes, I'm dripping in finesse. I don't know how to do that noise, but there's like a little like percussive hit. And that's only there. It's nowhere else in the song. It's 2 notes. The person who produced it did a whole track where there's just those 2 sounds for the whole song. I just think that that's a really interesting thing to do with music, and that's just that idea of incorporating as many different elements into the song exactly where they need to be and not more.
I agree. It's
a little off track. I just went on a tangent.
It's going to be another anecdote, another tangent here, anecdote corner. I was a jerk in high school.
Me too.
And I hated English class. And so my college admission essay was about how writing an essay is like baking a cake. And you got to have all the right flavors in there, and you got to have all the right things. And it's this huge metaphor, and I was just a jerk. Got into college, though. Anyway, if you've ever seen a baking show and you see someone taste something that tastes really good, and they're like, you've got all these textures, you've got all these flavors, and they're so good. And they have things like chili with chocolate and like, I don't know, cornmeal and like weird pickle juice and all these weird, disgusting things. Not that these sounds are disgusting, but
Swedish meatballs and lingonberries.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't expect that
and
to
it's
work,
like,
but it
what?
does.
And then people are like, oh, this blew me out of the water. The texture is amazing. It's also, that's what's happening when there's like a lot of sounds that sound really good in a song. It's just,
sounds that sound really good.
Yeah, it's,
I like just how well you structure the metaphors, and then it ends with just like, it sounds good.
I accidentally said yum yum. So like yum yum,
This
Sean
album-
McVerry, yum to the yum.
Sean McVerry.
Your album's
this is
really
a
yummy,
yum.
man.
I know you hate yummy though.
No, it's the worst word, but this fulfilled my musical hunger
Oh my goodness.
for the day.
Yeah.
Now I gotta order your cassette tape.
I would honestly say, like, I think the first track is all right, but I think if you just start with So Certain and then you can like loop back around to POYM. I don't know. I like POYM.
Poem.
Poem. I like Poem, but I feel like if you really want to hook someone into this album, start with So Certain.
Oh, get them dancing right away.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think the first track is a good representation, but it's, sometimes people like to use intro tracks as the way to hook someone in, and sometimes they're like, I'm going to build up to the best part. And I think this one builds up. And there's just elements in that song that I think are cool, but aren't pulled off exactly.
Yeah, I think there's like a little bit of a formula to that, and I don't really know because I don't work at a label or studio, but I know that when I used to work at WNYO and we would like list, we would listen to albums and then we would put them in Enco and not rate them, but like send it into like CMJ's top 40 kind of thing. A lot of albums, like we didn't ever listen to the whole album. Sorry, guys. We would listen to like track 1, 2, 5. There are like certain numbered tracks that deliver certain things. Like singles are usually like track, whatever.
I think it's often 3. That's like I think I might have talked about this on a previous episode. Maybe it was the pilot that I don't know if we're releasing, but like the same thing for albums. Maybe it'll come out eventually. The same thing for batting order in baseball is the way that an album works, is where you have your like 3, 4, and 5 be some of your better hitters because, your first couple people, they get on base and then 3, 4, and 5 slam them home. And I think a lot of times albums work like that as well, where sometimes you want to have someone who's going to, throw the defense off immediately, or you just want someone who's consistent and where they're like, okay, these tracks or these batters are going to keep us alive to get to the ones that are really, really good. And so I think it's interesting that So Certain is number 2, and then Too Close and Red Light 4 and 5, you sneak them in there, or you jam them in there to the beginning of the set list. I think that, or track list. I think that's it's smart, and I think I like this.
Like if we made it a graph of sorts and watch the ebb and flow of this album, it has good ebb and flow.
Yeah.
From beginning to end, it's got its higher points, it's got its slower points.
Yeah, it doesn't really get bad.
#S.
It's always pretty good, and then at times it's really, really, really good.
Yeah, at times it's like,
good...
why is this not on a car commercial?
Yeah, that's a great...
during the Super Bowl. Because it should be.
I could see that. Which one would you use? Was that Red Light?
I think so. But I can see that noise.
Okay, yeah. You're right.
And like some people like driving a car for fun. Maybe even the one where the dogs are driving the car.
I think you're thinking of Hamsters.
No, there's one where dogs drive cars.
Oh, was it? Mm-hmm. So you're saying Sean McVerry, reach out, email,
reach out and touch me. Touch base with some PR firms. Reach out and touch base.
Email superbowl@gmail.com or super@bowl.gov and
just email Soup Bowl.
Soup Bowl.
Yeah.
At least you could get a soup commercial out of it.
If nothing else.
Yeah.
Or email us at PizzaMyHeartPod@gmail.com and be like, guys, I hate the Super Bowl, if that's a thing that you hate.
Yeah, or I thought everything you said was good because...
I love you. Let's hang out.
Or everything you said was bad.
I think you owe me lunch because you just hurt my feelings. Please don't feed me a veggie dog.
We'll feed you. Yeah, you can have lunch, but it's veggie dog.
Yeah, you can have lunch with us, but it will be what we just ate. Mm-hmm. So maybe you don't want to sit with us.
Maybe you don't want to email us.
Probably too cool with all your 80s music and your synths. Mm-hmm. I don't even have one synth.
Your vocal doublings. Octaving.
Much better than me because I'm not even a musician.
But that's all right.
I'm still laughing thinking about hot dogs dancing to this music.
Oh, we should. I think that's...
I laughed at the hot dogs in a bowl of water, jiggling, because my
oh yeah, we should mention
bowl,
that the hot dog, you had to cover them in water before you microwave.
You had to cover them in water before you microwave them, and the only bowls I have like cats or pigs inside of them.
Mm-hmm. So because you may be 24 years old, but
I'm 25.
You might be 25 years old, but you're still not past the cat bowl era.
Yeah, it's like the new Kanye song. I'm still a kid or something. There's a new song on the album called like Ghost Towns or Ghost Something. It's the only track with Kid Cudi as far as I know. Something about being a kid, whatever. We're all kids on the inside. I'm from Barcelona, sings about it all the time. I'm very much a baby on the inside. The hot dogs looked like paws floating, guys. The hot dogs looked like paws. I was nervous because I was like, oh, this is very phallic.
True.
But they just looked like paws.
It's weird how much hot dogs look like various different elements of the body.
Arms,
Legs,
nose,
fingers.
Some people. Ooh, fingers.
Fingers.
We did legs. I just remembered that Instagram. Also, we test the music that we talk about by like seeing how the food dances to it.
We should do that.
I'm just kidding.
No, we should do that.
But we could. I'd like to clarify, though, if we're talking about your music, it's because somebody told us we should. Mm-hmm. And we thought it was really cool. And I'm going to try to get in the habit of emailing people and be like, hey, I talked about your music. Hope you don't mind.
And Sean, if you're listening to this and your last name is pronounced in a way that is not McVerry.
Oh, my God. Let us know.
And we will re-edit the podcast.
Because I can't pronounce any name, including Evan DeBibik McGee.
Don't even.
Who is this man?
Please don't.
Nobody can pronounce my name either.
Kathleen.
What'd you say?
Kathleen.
No.
Kathleen.
Kathleen Petrella.
Kathleen Petrella.
That's my name.
My name? Kathleen Petrella.
Oh, hi, Mark. Oh, hi, Sean.
Hi, Sean. Your music's very good.
Maybe that should be the beginning of the podcast. That's all we have to say about that.
Hello, Sean. Your music very good, but if I say your name wrong, please let us know. If it's McVerry, if it's McVerry, just tell us and I'll redo it. But I'm gonna say your name correct, but I'm gonna say it in this voice. But I'm just gonna overdub.
Oh boy. I laughed so hard silently that I thought I was going to burp, so I had to move away from the microphone because all right, I don't eat vegetables. Got my daily dose of vegetables today, and let me tell you, Sean McVerry's music didn't give me a stomach ache, but that veggie dog did.
I should add that I don't think a veggie dog has vegetables in it.
We could read the ingredients, but the box is in my freezer.
I think veggie dog just means not meat. But to be fair, hot dog also may mean not meat. So
true.
That's the thing about veggie dogs is that that might be the same thing as a hot dog.
No.
They really
Stop.
might be.
This is a red light.
Okay.
Actually, one, you reminded me, today I was tutoring and we were talking about like Industrial Revolution and all the muckrakers, and the girl I was tutoring was like, you know that if someone got hurt in a meatpacking plant, they just got like melted down into lard and like people ate them sometimes. And I didn't know that, and that was terrifying to me. But number two, a critique for ourselves.
I don't know if that's true about people. I think it's definitely true about rats.
I think it's totally true about Soylent Green.
Yeah, but I think that was a fake thing.
No, I'm eating it every day.
Oh.
No, but on the real, a critique for us. I think we did a great job of balancing the food and the music this time around.
I agree.
It's going to get better, but we came full circle. The only thing that would have made that better is if somebody, Sean, had a song called Full Circle on the album we just reviewed.
Wait, hold on. Does he? No.
No.
Get real.
I think we can turn the lights on now.
No, don't do this.
We're doing our podcast in the dark.
I bailed.
Sean, help us. It's dark in here.
Red light and lights on.
What does POIM stand for?
Piece of your mind. Maybe it stands for Pizza Your Mind.
Pizza of your mind.
The pizza of your mind. That's what this podcast is. This is Pizza My Heart, and we're trying to get a pizza your mind. Today we listened to Private Lives by Sean McVerry, and we ate veggie dogs with sriracha. And overall, not a bad pairing.
No, it's pretty good.
I think that Sean McVerry, Private Lives, pairs very well with hot dogs. I'd like to listen to this album with some real hot dogs, though.
Like if it were Memorial Day when we did this.
Yeah.
Listen to some Private Lives again. I'll be in Michigan. It'll be cool. Maybe I'll play it in Michigan because I don't know how many people are listening to music in Marquette.
Sean McVerry will be your friend.
Yeah, I already played you for my students, man. So like, when we pick who we're gonna do, I gotta listen to the songs so I know what I'm gonna talk about.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out which songs we're gonna talk about. We have to agree on them. So I just play them while my students are writing, and they give me some great advice. And they liked you. They dug you, man. So that's good, because 11-year-olds are really harsh.
Yeah. They are. I'm not looking forward to what they're going to say about the podcast.
They don't mind it.
That's not a great review.
I only let them listen to the first take we ever did that we're never using. So This has been episode 2.
It has. And thank you so much for listening.
I'm glad to be here with you.
Take another little pizza, my heart.
Now, baby.